Welcome back to another implicit differentiation video. This lesson I'll be focusing on functions revolving, or the equations revolving around exponentials such as a to the power of x, which is a number to the power of x, or a number to the power of an unknown, and the unknown is what we'll be solving for. So let's get started. So our first example is 12 to the power of sine xy equals 5. Okay, so what we're going to do is derive both sides. Okay, and now let's start with this side. Well, having a number to the power of an unknown, when it's derived, you get ln of that number multiplied by that number to the power of the unknown. We're going to use the chain rule here. So we derive the outside function. Now we're going to derive the second innermost function. So now we're focusing on the derivative of sine, which is cos, then the inside stays the same, and then we multiply by the derivative of the inside. We'll call the inside x will be u and y will be v. This will be u dash v plus u v dash, and that will equal the derivative of 5 is 0. Okay, so we've got ln 12 multiplied by 12 sine xy multiplied by cos xy in brackets. Okay, so the derivative of u will be derivative of x with respect to x multiplied by v, which is y, plus u, which is x, multiplied by the derivative of y with respect to x. That still equals 0. Okay, this part's going to get long because here's the dy. This is the only dy dx. So I'm going to have to expand this whole lot out into there and there. So to make this short, I'm going to say that ln 12 multiplied by 12 to the power of sine xy multiplied by cos xy equals d. Okay, so wherever I have this, I have a d. Okay, that's only because there's going to be a lot of shifting around and we're going to want to make it short. Okay, so we'll say all this multiplied by dx over dx, which is 1. So y multiplied by 1 is y. So it's going to be all this multiplied by y. Or all this equals d. Therefore, d multiplied by y. Okay. Now we're going to have all this again, which we labeled as d, multiplied to x multiplied by dy over dx. So it's going to be plus d multiplied by x multiplied by dy on dx. That'll equal 0. Okay, now we want to get this on one side and this on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this on this side and I'm going to subtract dy from both sides, and that'll leave us with dx, d multiplied by x multiplied by dy dx equals d multiplied by y. Okay, now to have dy with respect to x on its own, derivative on its own, we have to divide by, so we'll have That should be a negative because we subtracted it from both sides. So now we're going to divide both sides by dx, or d multiplied by x. Okay, and therefore we have a d divided by a d. The answer is negative y on x, or because a negative on the top means it's a negative fraction, it's going to be negative y over x. Okay, and that's the answer to our first example. Now for our second example. We have 8 to the power of 4x plus y equals x squared plus y. The derivative of this, it's going to be ln, chain rule obviously, so derivative of the outside, it's going to be ln of 8 multiplied by 8 to the power of 4x plus y. Now we're going to multiply that by the derivative of the inside. So derivative of 4x is going to be 4 multiplied by the derivative of the inside, which is dx on dx, plus derivative of y, which is just going to be derivative of y with respect to x, equals the derivative of x squared, which is going to be 2x multiplied by dx on dx, plus the derivative of y, which is just going to be derivative of y. Okay, so I hope you, well, I don't hope, but you should have noticed that I didn't do the step where I rewrite it out and show that I'm going to be finding the derivative, because this is pretty far into the series, and if you kept up with the series, you should be up to date with all this. But anyway, all I did was just derive both sides, if you couldn't keep up. But now we're going to multiply this into this and this into this. And because it's not as drastic as this one here, we're not going to like change it to a letter like I did here. We're just going to expand it out. So it's going to be ln of 8 to the power of 4x plus y multiplied by, it's just going to be multiplied by 4 because dx over dx is 1, so it just leaves 4 there. So we're going to put the 4 at the front. Okay, and then we're going to add dy dx multiplied by the ln of 8 to the power of 4x plus y. And that will equal 2x multiplied by 1 is just 2x plus dy dx. Okay, now next step is we're going to bring the dy over dx onto this side with the other one, and we're going to subtract it over to this side, and we're going to subtract 2x to bring it over to this side. So we're going to have 4 ln of 8 divided by 8 to the power of 4x plus y minus 2x equals dy over dx minus dy over dx ln of 8 to the power of 4x minus y. Next step, we're going to factor the dy over dx out from both of these, so we're left with dy over dx 1 minus ln of 8 to the power of 4x minus y. Basically, if we would expand these brackets, we would get this. Okay? Next step. I didn't rewrite this because I didn't need to. We're going to use this in this step though. Because 4, just write it out, 4 ln of 8 to the power of 4x plus y equals dy dx. What I'm going to do is I'm going to divide 1 minus ln of 8 to the power of 4x minus y from both sides, which will cancel out this side, and it'll bring it on the bottom on this side. 1 minus ln of 8, 8 to the power of 4x minus y. And that there is your answer. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you learnt something and I hope this helped. Have a good day.